You made the best meal I've had, not just in St. Louis, but in the country this year.
Love that.
And I mean that, man. So
thank you. I really appreciate that, dude. That means a lot coming from you, for real.
What's going on, Oakcast? It's Braden, and today we have a very special guest. As you can tell, I'm in a very nice restaurant for my awesome guest because he's the executive chef here, Chef Grant. He was part of Foodies Eats First Fest. The first one, he believed in the vision.
Oh, yeah.
I think a few days before that, I came here.
I was going to say, you had the best, the creme de la creme. Like, you had the best of the best. You had the A5 Japanese Hokkaido snow beef, which is the strip cut. You also had the Senku Australian Wagyu ribeye. And then you had our A5 sunflower tenderloin, which unfortunately we can't get right now. You were one of the last people to have that. It was like, those are the top best beef you can get. It's fantastic. The only other thing that we have that might be the same level, if not one above, is going to be our Kobe beef, which is what we have right here, our trophy, which is badass.
Yeah,
I mean, it's solid too. It's heavy.
That's like 20 pounds at least. You made the best meal I've had, not just in St. Louis, but in the country this year.
Love that.
And I mean that, man.
Thank you.
So
thank you. I really appreciate that, dude. That means a lot coming from you, for real.
Dude, it was so good. And I think I may have texted you about it, but like my wife and I, we've eaten at a multiple timed winning
Michelin star restaurant. Oh yeah.
I think they say technically like 3-time Michelin.
Yeah,
whatever.
2 or 3 star.
And dude, like literally, you were right equal, could be better. The only thing on that one is every night you get fireworks.
Yeah,
dinner. So
that's the scenery. It was something I wish we could compete with, but I mean, there's nothing you can beat with. You have an amazing meal plus the scenery on top of it. Yeah. Like, I mean, if this place was right on the beach or in the ocean.
Dude, you'd be 20 times. You're like, man, I've only been here 10 years, but I wanted 20. You know?
Yeah.
You're from here in St. Louis, and in my opinion, at least to my knowledge, you don't get the love, or maybe just people don't know who you are.
But thank you.
You've made your way through St. Louis. And so one of the things with this podcast is just like introducing people to the talented ones in St. Louis. So let's talk about, Mr. Parkway North.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot, for real. I mean, it's been like a grind really for me to get to this point. It's really been like a real 10-year process, to be honest. Like, I came back from Central Missouri, went to culinary school for a little bit. I was lucky enough to work under Jody Ferguson and Andrew Simon. Jody Ferguson owns Clara B's Kitchen out in Belleville. And then Andrew Simon is currently the executive chef at Adara. I worked with them for almost a year when I was young and was lucky enough to work under them. They taught me a lot from the get-go. So 2 badass chefs that I got to work for at an early age. And then after I left them, I went into working at Trattoria Marcella, where I worked with Tyler Layton and then Nathan Hatch as well. And then the owners, Jamie and Stevie Comrack, forever grateful to them because I spent about 5-6 years of my life in that restaurant. Learned so much working there, from everything from making handmade pasta, gnocchi, from just coming up from specials, daily specials, from a pasta special, a fish special, a salad special, dessert as well. We were doing all of that in-house. And I started working there when I was, 22? Yeah, I want to say 22.
Wow.
So, and stayed all the way there till I was, 28. And it was a long process, but I learned so much working with them, every aspect of the restaurant, which was amazing.
How did you get into food overall? Like, were you growing up?
Honestly, it's definitely from my parents for sure. My dad, big into cooking. His whole side of the family, they're great cooks. Ironically, my great-great-grandmother owned and ran taverns back in like the 1800s. So I guess you could say it's kind of like in my blood.
Yeah.
And like my grandma's recipes and stuff, those are been like passed down. So we have old recipes from my great grandparents and stuff. And I got to experience eating those with my dad cooking them. So it kind of helped build me up to like never having a bad meal.
Yeah.
So I always loved food growing up because my dad's cooking great food. Even my mom she started making more food and more. She started cooking more at the house. Chicken and dumplings was a big thing, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
That was my grandma's best dish that she made. So
Do you have a recipe?
unfortunately, I don't have that chicken dumpling recipe. That's the one thing I'm like, Mom, we got to get that recipe. Is like, we got to find it. It's somewhere in there in my grandpa's house, and we're going to have to find that. That's for sure.
I wonder if it's like in one of the books, it's like a bookmark and you just got to find it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like, that's it.
That's literally because we have my dad's side, we have a book that's, I mean, it's probably like this thick of just recipes from long time. And like, I'll be folding, like flipping through pages. I'm like, whoa, I was like, you can just tell from the handwriting how old it is. And you're just like, damn, this is crazy. And I try and recreate some of it and like do specials my own way. So it's really cool seeing that from like my family. They've always loved cooking. Like, and I was lucky enough, I got to do a shout out to my boy, Zach. When I was at UCM, this Filipino dude, badass, awesome football player, but he really got me hooked on like cooking Hawaiian style food. Like just doing like just basic stuff, spam, eggs, and white rice, all that kind of stuff, and just doing like fried chicken his kind of way, which was just really cool seeing that different culture aspect. Because I'm like, I'd never had Hawaiian style food. I'd never eaten spam and white rice and with a little soy sauce, and he was doing all different kinds of stuff with it. And I was just like, this is cool seeing like your side of like the food that you like. And it made me think, I'm like, maybe I want to do this.
Yeah.
So it kind of like grew from there. And then when I came back, I was like, maybe I should go to culinary school. So kind of just went on from there, dude.
Do they have a culinary program?
They do. They have a hospitality program. I actually didn't do that.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out.
I didn't.
Gotcha.
I didn't do the hospitality program until I came back, and I did it at Forest Park. Great culinary program. They've produced some really good chefs. I believe when I went there, it was like in the top 15 or top 20 in the country for like culinary schools. So they had some great programs. They had like ice sculpting and stuff, dude. Like that was cool. You're taking a chainsaw and sculpting big blocks of ice. It was badass.
It made you like respect whenever you get like one of those like the cocktail with like the 801 or something. You're just like, man.
Someone's etching that shit in there.
Yeah. So you're right about 28. You're an executive chef. Where did you go after? I always butcher the name. Trattoria
Marcella.
Marsala.
I left. I was the sous chef there. I worked my way up to sous chef at Trot. I ended up leaving and going to help open up this place called Twisted Tavern out in Arnold. That also, I had Tyler Layton working with me there too. He was also an old Trattoria Marcella guy. But I helped open up that restaurant, ran it for, I want to say, a year and a half, and then maybe almost 2 years, probably a year and a half. And then I made a transition to Twisted Tree, which is same company.
Yep.
And
then Arnold, I think.
Yeah, the Arnold one was Twisted Tavern, and then Twisted Tree is going to be over closer to like Sunset Hills area.
The Holiday Inn.
Yeah, exactly. So basically when that happened, I started taking over responsibility of the restaurant and the hotel too, because they ended up buying the hotel. So I ended up doing ordering for the entire property for Twisted Tree and for the banquet halls, which we did 350 people weddings. And then they had, I want to say 8 or 9 different conference rooms where companies would come in and do like 50-person conferences, 100 people conferences.
And there's
in
different
their rooms.
levels to that too, because it's like steakhouse, and then there's
you have your banquets, which is going to be a little different. It's not, I mean, it's still all upscale.
If you're behind it, it's going to be just as good. Sometimes
it's still, no matter what, I try to put out the best product no matter where I'm working at. But like that was kind of the whole thing there, is like there was so much volume going on because you have the hotel you have to worry about as well with all the private dining rooms and everything. Plus you have the restaurant side as well too, which I mean, that place sat up to, I want to say 450 people at one time. It was a big restaurant. So, but that's also why they're so busy too. They have the people coming in, and it was a good place for me to work for sure. I learned a lot working there. That's kind of one reason why I'm here today too.
You're a project manager, but literally on the daily basis. Like
Oh,
every
yeah.
single day. Okay, well, we got to order this amount. Okay, it can't get chicken
Exactly.
here. We got to.
It's really trying to process like what you need to order, picking and choosing when you want to make a big purchase, and making sure you're still hitting all your numbers too.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where, like, working there, I started to grasp that concept more and more of the business side, working for the Cybergs company and working with them. That's when I started to learn more and more about the numbers. And then I came here and I really got to like hone that skill set to where I learned so much about the financials, because that plays a big part, like with your purchasing and all that kind of stuff. That's going to determine whether you're going to make any money this month or not.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal, making sure you're purchasing the right amount of beef, your dairy products, your produce, even from like our shellfish and our fish here too. Like those all play a big part into making sure this place is running properly. It's huge. So, I mean, it's a lot even for this place, because it's every aspect that we have. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just beef, because we have seafood, we have all that other kind of stuff too. So it's just making sure we have everything, all aspects ready to go.
Let's talk about you landing this position here at 801 Chophouse. Like, how was that?
Man, I left Twisted Tree. I came here. They had an exec sous chef position open, and I was like, you know what? I really like this restaurant a lot. It was always the place that I had wanted to work too. So when I saw the opportunity, I was like, all right, I got to jump on it. And eventually my goal was to work my way into the executive chef role here, which thank God I did.
Yeah.
That was my main goal, because just being in this place on this platform for this restaurant, I mean, it's super high end, it's fine dining, but being able to get here and do like your own kind of twist, like my own style, like you've seen it. I love Italian food. I'm lucky enough to where I can do like the Wagyu dinners and do my own creative side at this level, which I'm blessed to be able to do. I mean, I started here for the first 3 months. I was working over here. Then I got an opportunity to go across the street, and I ran 801 Fish for about, I want to say like 4 months. And then they brought in a couple chefs to run it. And then I came back over here, hopped back over across the street to Chophouse, and I was getting groomed to basically take over as the executive chef, because the one who I was working with was actually getting ready to take the job out in Washington, D.C. that they just opened. So he was going out to D.C., I was stepping up to take over here, Chophouse here in St. Louis. So it really all worked out great for me, and the plan worked out perfectly.
Yeah. Now, sometimes when someone gets they call it like the keys to the business, right?
Yeah.
You got the apron and the fridge of beef. Right?
Oh, yeah.
What was that first day like when you're like, all right,
Oh,
I'm here, I'm ready.
Oh, I instantly was like, all right, this is the specialty cuts I'm going to bring in. I called my boy Leon at Standard Meat Company, or Standard Meat Club, I should say, and was like, look, this is some products. We got to look and see what you have. I want to go through everything you have available, and let's try and work into something new that we haven't done yet, like bringing in more of that Australian Wagyu ribeye. We just brought in it's a Muse filet, Australian Wagyu filet, and it is fantastic. It's honestly probably one of the best pieces of beef I've ever had, and it's great. It's an 8 to 9 ounce filet.
Do you have that now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's, dude, fantastic. And I'm debating if that's going to be going on the Wagyu dinner, on that 6-course tasting that I have. So, and I'm super excited for that too, man.
You're going to be back there making the food, take a quick bite, come out. All right, y'all, I got.
Oh, dude. So luckily Leon and I, we've been doing this now ever since I took over. So I think this will be my 6th or 7th dinner that I've done since I've taken over. And I want to try and do them at least. My goal is to have them at least every other month. So it can just be a constant thing where you can just sign up and have 30, 40 people come in and do a 6-course tasting menu. But literally what I'll do, I'll be in the back. I'll have one of my sous chefs with me, and then probably one other cook working with me. And we'll be cooking everything. and then we'll be plating everything as well. I taste all of it before it goes out. Typically, I want to do like 10 to 15 plates at a time, just so everything stays hot. And then I'll go out there into the dining room, we'll be in this private dining room right here. I'll go into the room and explain all the dishes, go over everything. And then at the end, I always like to go in there and thank everyone for coming in and be like, obviously I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for the people that come in and support me and support this restaurant too, which
and believe in you.
Exactly. Which I'm like, dude, I'm forever grateful for that. Like it's really cool seeing that we can get 30, 40 people that want to come in here and actually try all these different styles, like this different kind of food, which I'll be incorporating Wagyu into almost every single dish. So like even the dessert, which I plan on doing a really cool little dessert. I'm going to get some mini pumpkins. I'll carve them out and I'm going to put some Oreo crumble, like for a crust on the bottom. And I'm going to do a hazelnut and chocolate cheesecake inside the mini pumpkin. Plus the whole thing will be roasted. So the whole thing's going to be edible and you can eat the entire pumpkin.
My videographer is back there smiling and just like nodding his head like, damn, yeah.
We've got some cool stuff going for this dinner. I'm super excited.
You have this passion. How have you been able to get the knowledge in Wagyu? Because it's not just, this type of, no, like that's what makes me really excited when I talk to you. You have this passion and you just like, dude, you know your
It's
stuff.
always trying to learn as much about the product as possible. That's kind of really my biggest thing is knowing like the difference between your Australian Wagyu and your A5 Japanese Wagyu. Like for instance, the grain feed on Australian Wagyu is typically between the minimum is going to be 300 days, 300 to 500 days for grain fed, which is going to be like your wheat, your barley, your corn, that kind of stuff. They do that for 300 to 500 days and as up to 720 days, which is going to be crazy. Typically they do I want to say it's about a 1.5 to 2 year process for the Australian Wagyu, and then it's going to be ready for slaughter. And then your A5 Japanese, they're going to be grain fed almost their entire life. That's how you get that crazy marbleization you see on the A5s. Like with our tenderloin or with our ribeye or with our strip, with our A5s, the marbling is even that much more intense than the Australian just because they're grain fed their entire life. And on top of it, they make sure the Japanese cattle that there's minimum movement, minimal stress on the cattle, which also helps it be able to grow more and more. And also a big thing that they do over in Japan, they don't overcrowd their cattle. Like they only have like, I want to say like 3 or 4 cattle in like one certain area, whereas say you go here in the States, there's hundreds just hurtled around.
They want to make sure it gets its
less stress. Exactly. That's a big thing about it, like with them and how the genetics play into it. It's a big stress level thing. And they're also grain fed, I want to say like over 3 years, at least for A5 cattle for Wagyu. It's pretty intense and it's pretty crazy seeing that process. There's been a bunch of videos you can look at, but like me getting to learn this firsthand from like Leon, who I do business with, he gets to go over to Japan and see it firsthand, which hopefully eventually I'm gonna have a conversation with him. I want to be going over to Japan and see it. I personally want to see that process with my own eyes. Like I read about it all the time. I try and research as much as I can about it, but being able to see it in person is just like a whole different ball game. And I want to be able to experience that and just get the knowledge as well too.
My wife and I, for at least a decade, have like planned trips around like vloggers, content creators, things like that. Like, and we see the videos and someone, even chefs sharing like that passion, but then it's like, you get yourself an Osmo camera, you go on this trip, then I'm the type of person that will hype that up because that's going to correlate to even more people signing up for your Wagyu dinners. Like not saying like that's the reason you don't have the full restaurant, but dude, if you're like, hey, look, I went there, I got to see how things are done.
Exactly.
Like, no, I think that's a perfect trip.
It's eventually I'll get there.
It will happen.
Eventually. That's if I can play it into where it's where I go with Leon, or if the company helps me out and sends me out there, whatever. But I gotta make my way out there. That's for sure.
Are you one of the only people in the state of Missouri to have this?
Yes.
Kobe? But that's different from the Japanese, right?
So Kobe is technically A5 Wagyu.
Okay.
It's from Hyogo, Japan is the region. So Hyogo, Japan is specifically the only place in the world that can produce Kobe beef. It's all 100% regulated by the Japanese government. That's why it was such a long process for me to get certified. You have to send out this application, you have to pay all the fees, and then you wait another 6 months or so just to hear back from them and be like, okay, you qualify, pay your fees, here's your certificate, and you can start buying this beef. You also have to move a certain amount of Wagyu in order to be able to purchase this, because they're not just going to sell it to you if you just let it just sit there. It's going to go bad. You know, you have to be able to move that product or they're not going to sell it to you. That's kind of their whole thing. They want it to be out there and out for the people to try. And if you can't move it, they're not going to sell it to you. So
now you say you do Wagyu dinners at least once a month?
I'm going to try it eventually.
On the time of year.
Yeah, exactly. Depends on the time of year. I'll probably do a couple more in like the slower season, like when we start hitting like February, March, that time. I want to try and get at least one of those in each month. But it all depends on my schedule, really on what I have going on. Like if we're slammed at the restaurant, it's going to be pretty difficult for me to do a 6-course tasting, especially if I do 40 people right there, it's 240 plates.
Yeah.
That's 240
and in
plates.
Different orders.
Yep, exactly.
Not just,
So, and like I typically, the dinners last for about an hour and a half to 2 hours too. So that's, if I have 40 people, 240 plates in an hour and a half, 2 hours, that's a lot. You're under a plate a minute right there, which is pretty crazy to think about.
So yeah, like, by the time this come out, it'd be about a month and a half after I had the dinner. So we'll definitely include some highlights in this episode. But yeah, you're having it right before the holiday.
That was
rush.
kind of a big deal. I wanted to do that just so I could get a cool dinner in just before the holidays, especially like I have it on the 11th. So some people are starting to come in town and get ready. And it's just I want to have a cool event where people can try during the holidays some new food, different stuff, like different Wagyus. So like I'll have an oyster course for my first one. We'll do a champagne toast with that. I have an A5 tartare that I'll do over a potato croquette with a Ocetra caviar creme fraiche. I'm gonna do a scallop dish with butternut squash. We'll be doing that with a bourbon braised bacon with some butternut squash agnolotte around too. So I love making pasta. You'll see some pasta in this dinner course. So
I wouldn't expect anything else from you.
Like we've got some cool stuff. Like I've got another surf and turf play. I'll do a Muse ribeye, and I'll pair that with a lobster and shrimp ravioli, and that'll have a bunch of different colors in the dough. I'm real visual with my food too. And then at the end, I'm looking to do like a different A5, like tenderloin, pair it maybe with a risotto or a nice like fall dish with like some nice whipped potatoes or something a little different. The fifth course is a little work in progress still. And then the dessert, I'm just super pumped
You're excited
about.
for it?
I love it, dude. But I'm going to put Wagyu fat, the tallow from rendering down some Wagyu, and I'm going to fold that into the cheesecake. So you still have every aspect is going to have some sort of Wagyu in it. So even for dessert.
So like for those who are listening, right? So there's the Wagyu that you're doing, but then nowadays they're throwing out Wagyu. There's levels to this.
Yes, exactly.
So what is that Wagyu when it's like, hey, come try our Wagyu burger?
So there's definitely different levels to Wagyu, obviously. You have for Australian Wagyu, you have anything, the scaling goes from a 1 to a 9+. Your 9+ is being creme de la creme, the best that you can get. Your 1, 2 is just average Joe, whatever. That's going to be like the comparable to like our choice grade beef here in the States.
Okay.
You start getting up to like maybe the 3 or 4 BMS score for Australian, 5. Then you start getting into prime beef for here in the States. And then we're trying to do American Wagyu. I don't even mess with it just because, I mean, we've been doing it the Americans have been doing it for what, 20, 30 years? Australians have been doing it since the 1800s. The Japanese have been doing it for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where, for me, with my clientele, my guests that I have here, I only want to bring the best of the best in. So I stick to just having the highest grade of Australian, which is going to be your 9+. And then for your A5 Japanese Wagyu, it goes also from a scale of 1 to 12, 12 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. I always keep the BMS 12, the highest grade of Japanese Wagyu in this restaurant, which
Dude, I love that.
It's super hard to do, but luckily Leon over at Standard Meat Club takes great care of me and we get the best product in. I mean, dude, some of this Wagyu I get, it's only been slaughtered like maybe a month. So it's like the freshest you can get, which is awesome, which like not that many people get that. So it's really like, when Leon tells me, he's like, hey, I'm getting a fresh shipment in, I'm like, perfect. Send it over. I want the freshest stuff you got, whether it's been butchered maybe 2 weeks ago or a month ago. And that's kind of going to be the realm right there of when I get my A5 in, it's been butchered maybe 2 weeks to a month from when I get it, which is badass.
Well, one thing that was cool, I had a conversation, shout out to AJ, Katz's Deli.
Great guys. Great guys.
Good people, but man, he was like, man, in his New York accent, I went to the best steakhouse in New York, it's the best steakhouse in Chicago. Man, I asked Chef Grant, man, that's the best steak I've ever had.
Dude, him saying that, like, it means the world to me, bro. It's so cool just like getting the gratitude from someone from Katz's Deli, like first, like that's awesome. And then that he's been to all over like New York, Chicago, those places, and have had the best steaks there. And to put me up there with them and 801 Chophouse up there with those guys, it's amazing. It's literally what I love to hear. And it makes me enjoy my job that much more. So like love those guys. Shout out to them. They were awesome hanging out with them. And I love that they got to come in here and I got to take great care of them. And dude, they were just such good people. Well, and that pastrami, dude, so good. Dude. Pastrami and corned beef, whoo.
Maybe they'll be back here.
Killer.
They may be back here in 2026.
I hope so.
But it was funny because I was only here very, very briefly because that was the night before the festival. But with them, and they were sitting closer to the Yankees than they could ever even think about in New York.
Right.
So I mean, you're getting everybody to come through, not just people in St. Louis, but literally like the Yankees. Like,
we're lucky
everybody.
that exactly.
Like everybody. How does that feel when you're because you speak with everyone, you treat everyone the same. I've seen it, but like when you're speaking to even like Nelly and Ashanti, like
no, dude, like it was really like meeting Ashanti and Nelly, that was so cool just because obviously, I mean, Nelly's from here, U City, all that stuff. And I went to Parkway North, actually played U City in high school in sports. So, but like they're down to earth, just seeing that those two would spend time and talk with me and they're super cool. Spent 10, 15 minutes just bullshitting, which was awesome. I mean, Ashanti doesn't like Emo's Pizza. She's saying it's a cracker with sauce and cheese on it, just like Jimmy Kimmel, but whatever, it's those New Yorkers. But I mean, we're still cool with AJ though. Don't worry about it.
I need to, next time he comes here, he wants to just come back with like his family. I was like, wow, like, cause you all,
that's awesome.
The Chase Park, Plaza, just everybody treating them so well. He's like, yeah, man, I want to come back. He's like, the stadium's beautiful.
I would love that.
Want to go for a run. So we'll coordinate it. They're about to be in their busy season, but it's it's cool because like when you meet people that forever, we've seen on TV, we've listened to their music, admired, turned up, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And watch their movies, and then you meet them, and it's just like normal people.
Exactly. It's like seeing that, and it's really cool getting to see like those celebrities being like that they're actually, like you said, just normal people and want to just hang out and talk to you for a little bit. Like we had Adam Sandler came in after his show.
A few weeks
after
ago.
his show, he came in. We stayed open for him. Kevin Nealon, Nick Swarson, and Vanilla Ice all came in and sat in there, which awesome. Probably the most other than like David Stewart, but like Adam Sandler is just so famous, like the most famous person that's probably ever been in this building, hands down.
What is that conversation
Dude,
like?
super cool. He walks in the building and he's like, "Let's eat," and just starts yelling and shit. It's so funny.
Because it was empty at that time.
Yeah, it was his typical Adam Sandler. Like when he did that, I was like, no way.
Because
I
you
was
were
like,
probably in the
awesome.
back prepping or something. Like,
Oh yeah. He like I was standing up in the front waiting for him because it was like we stayed open. He didn't show up until like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
After his show, he gets a police escort. I mean, you see 5 cars coming through, whipping through here with 2 cop cars in front of him. You're like, oh, that's definitely him.
Guys,
So, oh dude, he's super cool. Walked in, he's like, oh, let's eat. And then we all start doing dinner service with him. And when I saw like Vanilla Ice and all them walk in, I was like, no way. I was like, that was pretty cool. And then I ended up getting to go into the room, talk to him a little bit. I asked them how everything was, and it was great. They said everything was amazing. I looked at Kevin Nealon, and I look at him, I go, what's up, Mayor Stewie Dewey? Because that was his character in 8 Crazy Nights, one of Adam Sandler's movies. And I got a little chuckle out of Adam Sandler out of that, which was cool. So, and I got to take a picture with Vanilla Ice, which was dope. Super cool. All of them, so nice, super appreciative. Vanilla Ice has been apparently he's been a pescatarian for the past like 23 years.
Dang, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's how I looked at him. I was like, you're almost 60. I'm like, bro, you look great.
Some of the people I know that have aged very well, like the from what they eat, the butters, and I'm like, they're like the cocoa butters.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, dang.
Dude, that plays a big part.
Yeah.
It definitely does with what you're putting in your body. I was like, dude, he's like, I've been a pescatarian for 23 years. That's why I got this. That's how I look the way I do.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's awesome. I might have to take suit here in a couple of years.
You move across the street.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna stop eating so much beef. I'm gonna have to chill once my doctor tells me to.
That's fun.
I think a steak a day might be too much.
Yeah, well, then your fitness trainer would be like, oh man, that's great.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, my doctor's like, your cholesterol's way through the roof. Like, you need to stop eating so much damn steak. I'm like, it's hard to though. I'm here every day. That's what's at my disposal.
I'm telling you, man, when you have to move, you'll move across the street and you're like, I'm a pescatarian myself now, you know.
Bro, I got so sick of it though. After like, you'll go through whether I'm here or over there with I go on those sprouts where it's like 3 months. 3 months I'll be crazy about beef, and then I'm sick and tired of it. I'm like, I can't eat another steak. I'm like, I'm over it. I was like, I got to switch to over eating some fish or sea bass or something, man, because I'm like, I can't be eating steak every day.
Yeah. I feel like soon you're going to have your wall of fame, just all the people. You'll be like Joe Edwards at Blueberry Hill and all the people.
Oh, dude, I would love to do that, but I'm like, I wish I could be like, yo, take a picture with me, but I can't.
No.
If they offer it, 100%, I'm all for it. That's why like Vanilla Ice came up to me. He's like, thank you so much, chef. He's like, you want to take a picture? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to take a picture with you.
Yeah, that's fun. So what do you see in your future? I mean, you just turned 33, very successful. Like, I mean, you're 801 Chophouse. Like,
my future, honestly, dude, I want to stay here for a while, to be honest. Like, I love this spot. I think it's a great space for me to develop this restaurant, develop like what we're trying to do here, bring the fine dining scene and elevate it even more here in St. Louis at Chophouse. It's a perfect place for me because I've always loved steak, high-end steak, and I can do like my kind of flair to it as well too, with like my Italian style that I love to make. So like, and I feel like this spot here in St. Louis is like perfect for me because we love steak and potatoes here in the Midwest, and Italian food. So that's where I was like, this is perfect. So like for me, I really don't see myself going anywhere anytime soon. I want to develop this place and grow it into the most badass restaurant in St. Louis. Like that's a huge goal of mine, and that's what I'm really working towards.
That's coming from a St. Louis guy.
So the grind is real, dude. I'm just gonna keep going here at Chophouse. That's the big thing. So like I was saying, hopefully we can keep doing more and more Wagyu dinners. The more I build this place up, the more and more stuff we can do here at Chophouse. So I'm really looking forward to the next, let's say 5-10 years, to be honest.
I'm looking forward to it myself, man. I'm excited to just the different cuts, watch you grow, and then even just in the future, just collaborating.
Dude, yeah.
like I said, I appreciate, off camera, I was telling you how much I appreciate you guys being part of Foodies Eat First Fest, because like anybody could be like, oh, this is new. Nah, let's, show me state. Oh, let me see how it goes. But you all believed in it like day one. You're like, let's do it. And it takes the yeses here to how, I've been open, or at least, I don't know on camera about it, but like how I had to go outside of St. Louis to get the support. Like I knew the people, because we all rock with each other. We're like, no, we want to see this. But I had to go get the DoorDash. I had to get the YouTube. I had to bring in the cats, into St. Louis.
Which is huge too, man. You doing that is just amazing in itself. Like getting Cat's Deli to come here to St. Louis, like that is insane. Like the way how you're able to do that just amazes me, because I'm like, that's the biggest deli in the country, and they're here in St. Louis working at a festival with us. Like that's
they're your homies now.
Yeah, they're cool as shit, dude. They're awesome.
No, I do appreciate it. Now I got to get you with the toughest question.
Oh man,
Foodie Friday. 3 or 4 of your favorite spots.
Ooh, okay. Man, 3 or 4 of my favorite spots.
And you can theme it out to make it, if hey, that's my breakfast.
So, dude, for me, honestly, like I did have a good breakfast at the Little Fox. That might be up there. But if you want to go my top 3, 4, I love Olive and Oak. Great place. Just because like the chefs there do a fantastic job. I love Achero and over in Maplewood. And I'm a big fan of Jim Fiala, which is also owned by Jim Fiala. And I love the Crossing here in Clayton.
Okay.
Those are some great spots that I really enjoy going. And then, I mean, there's always places like Napoli too. I enjoy going there as well. I mean, I caught myself going there way too much at one point. And I was like, all right, you need to slow down. But I would honestly, like, those are probably my favorite spots. And of course, I mean, I'm always going to say Trattoria Marcella just because I worked there for so long, for like 5-6 years. So, and their food is always consistent. It's always good. But those are definitely my like top 3, 4 spots that I really enjoy going to. And you can't go wrong with any of them.
Yeah.
I wish I could shout out more. There's like so many that come to my mind. I'm like, man, which one is the best out of all of them? Like, I don't know.
Oh, and so I get people to ask, all right, what's the best spot you've eaten at recently? I'm like, I look stupid when they ask. I'm like, because it's like a lot. You've
got so many places, especially with you, man. Like, I guarantee you, you're eating out all the time.
Dude, that's. I got a tour coming up here. I got for my 10-year anniversary. Got all these, Olive and Oak and things like that. But it's and it's tough too because it changes by the time of the year. If I ask you this in 4 months, you could say something else. I
guarantee I probably will.
Yeah.
I probably will. I want to say there's probably like a solid like 5 to 10 restaurants that I like to like rotate in and out of and like when I have time. So, and those the ones I just mentioned are right now are my top for sure to go to. Definitely love them all.
Yeah. Now, dinner guests, you're in an entire different conversation, or like you're in a different situation than most people I've ever asked this, right? So it's 3 people to join you for dinner, dead or alive, could be family, friends, celebrities that you've met, people you've admired. You're at this table. I'm not here. 3 you would just like to sit down, have a conversation with.
Kobe Bryant, right off the bat. Mamba mentality. I mean, dude, for sports growing up, like I kind of try and work that into my work ethic and how I work as a chef. Because I mean, it's the same mentality. You got to have that mental toughness, that grind. It's the same thing with sports as being an executive chef. So like that whole Mamba mentality, I love trying to apply that to being a chef. And it really goes hand in hand. I mean, you're not going to be a great chef if you don't put in the work. Just like how Kobe wasn't arguably, my opinion, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, sure. If the greatest. Him and Michael, 1A and 1A. So, him, man, my grandma Lovelace for sure. Would love to have her back on the table and talk with her. Get that chicken dumpling recipe.
Yeah.
Definitely want to get that back from her. And then, man, I'd love to sit down and have a conversation with Anthony Bourdain. That would be another one, obviously. Just because like his whole mindset of the food industry and everything, and like just being appreciative to everyone that helps you along the way. That's something that he was really big in, and just showing gratitude. Like, I wouldn't be the chef I am if it wasn't for the staff that I have here. Like, I have two badass sous chefs, Ellie and Alex. They do a great job. I have a great team on the line, from Alfredo, from Tanner to Junior to Gio, Aaron, Gardencio, Jason, and Javier, and then Ben and Carol. And I have our pastry chef, Sharon. It takes a team to do all this shit. Like, and that's really like, I'm blessed to have the crew that I have right now to make this place go. Like, I would be nothing without them, to be honest.
It takes a team, man.
Yeah, like it's not like tennis where it's just one person. It takes a whole team to do this shit, which is a big deal. And I really stand by that. And it's my job to make sure that they're all taken care of, and making sure that they're happy and wanting to go into work, because that's going to make this place strive and grow and be even better. You have a bunch of people that want to come in and work with you and have this place grow. It's only going to make your food in this restaurant that much better.
Yeah,
So,
and with that Mamba mentality, it's like, I don't know, you could stub your toe in the morning, you may be limping.
Yeah.
But you're
dude.
like, I still got, like, people, and that's one thing, like I've learned, if I'm hosting something or people come in, like people, depending on the room, like here, they want the best meal they're going to have. It doesn't matter what's going on back there. Like with basketball, it doesn't matter what's going on in your personal life. When you're on this court, this is
Exactly.
This is all that matters, because people are spending their hard-earned money to come watch you play. Here, it's have your food.
Exactly. It's the same kind of thing. Like, you got to be on your A game. You got to put out the best product, no matter what kind of, if you're having a bad day or not. You got to put out that number one grade A 100% effort, like, to put out that plate. And that's what's going to keep people coming back and wanting to spend the money here at 801 Chophouse. Like, that's a huge part. And that's something that I try and nail down with all of my cooks, all of my chefs that work with me. And it's a big deal. So it's a lot of fun, though.
Yeah. Now, words of wisdom, someone that aspires to do what you're doing, or it could even be someone going through a tough time. If you had to leave people with words of wisdom.
Stick it out. If you're looking to do this, or in any industry, like, you have to put in the work and the time. Like, that is a huge thing. If you don't put in the effort, the time, the work, all of that, like, it's for nothing, you know? Like, that's kind of the whole thing, is like, like going back to the Mamba mentality, you have to be able to put in the work and the time, and then the success will come later. I mean, it took me 10 years to get to this point. So, and it's probably gonna, if I want to go to the next level, it might take another 10 years, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. It's all about sticking to that process and staying true to it, to making sure you can reach your goal. Like, that's my biggest thing, is like, that's a huge thing with being in the industry, especially in the restaurant industry. Not that many people want to do it anymore. So I want to try and groom and mold as many people, young people, as possible, to where we have more talented chefs coming up in the industry. So 30 years from now, when I'm 63 years old, there's people that are 20, 25 still wanting to do fine dining and growing in the industry. So, like, that's kind of definitely would be my words of wisdom. Like, always stick it out. You're going to go through hard times with any career that you do, but it's how you react, how you handle it, and growing from that. That's how you're going to be able to be successful. And so just stick it out, man. That's really the whole thing.
I love that. And ever since you said Mamba mentality, I was thinking about the book. So as you're saying that, it's literally, and it's an easy read. It's a great read, but it's like, life is cyclical. You can't let a few bad hours, days, weeks, months knock you off from your end goal. You got to keep that, you know, you dislocate your shoulder, you're going to get back, but maybe you're learning how to dribble left.
Exactly. I mean, that's prime example. Kobe shooting with his left hand, shooting jump shots with his left hand, literally doing that with a dislocated shoulder.
Now, how can people support you, follow you, find you?
I mean, Instagram, at Grant Gildehaus, or at Grant Gildehaus on Instagram. And then I'm kind of not really big on social media. So just come into the restaurant, bro. Like that is, you want to support me and support this staff, come into this 801 Chophouse. I mean, we will guarantee you the best food that you'll ever have. And it's going to be an amazing plate. And I mean, the service, from the service to the food,
Sure. You
you can't go wrong here. Like, you want to learn more about myself, come in and see me. Ask for me, man. Like that's how you're going to learn about me. It's come to the Wagyu dinners, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to have pamphlets going out when our checkbooks for Wagyu dinners, when the dates are, all that kind of stuff. And obviously I want to collaborate with you more too. So that's going to help people find me out.
Dude, it's happening.
My man.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you. For real.